As Valve releases the Steam Deck, and with the Portal Companion Collection being released on the Switch, let's take a look back on the first game in the series, Portal. Before we talk about Portal's development though, we should first talk about Narbacular Drop, the spiritual predecessor to Portal. A team of students headed by Kim Swift, known as Nuclear Monkey Software at DigiPen Institute of Technology, was working on their senior game project, which they released on May 1st, 2005, with the main gameplay mechanic being the ability to move these gate-like portals to solve all sorts of puzzles. This allowed for some unconventional level designs. Swift and Nuclear Monkey Software showcased their game at DigiPen's annual career fair, where some Valve developers soon became interested in their game, one of which was Robin Walker, who gave the team some advice and offered to show the game to Valve's office. At Valve, Swift and her group presented their game to the co-founder and president Gabe Newell. After the presentation, Newell immediately offered the entire team jobs at his company to continue their development of Narbacular Drop. This led to Narbacular Drop changing their title and some gameplay mechanics, finally becoming Valve's Portal. Later, Newell talked about how they followed through with the Portal concept, already implementing the interactions of the world's physics and portals. The team decided on creating a game engine to experiment and test the Portal mechanic. They started playtesting their games, and while many enjoyed the puzzles, some people noted that they just moved from room to room with no urgency or reason as to why there was a need to do the puzzles in the first place. This led the team to create a story behind these puzzles, which led to the divergence between Narbacular Drop and Portal. In Narbacular Drop, the story is simple. It's about a princess escaping a dungeon. In Portal, this dungeon was exchanged with the sterile white rooms of the Aperture Science Enrichment Center, but this was due to a relatively small size of the team working on Portal, along with playtesters trying and failing to use decorative objects to complete levels. They removed these objects to minimize the distractions a player would face in each level. With the smaller staff working on the game, it led to some artistic changes, such as the developers using many game assets from Valve's own Half-Life, leading to Portal itself becoming part of the Half-Life world. Both Eric Wolpaw and Chet Falsek worked as writers for Portal, where they worked on the dialogue of the game. This led to the main narrative being about an unnamed AI leading the player into humorous and dangerous situations. This finally led to the creation of GLaDOS, the main antagonist. This also led to multiple changes in the final battle against GLaDOS, where they simplified the final level by adding a timer to place pressure on the player. This led to players overthinking the actual level, adding to the difficulty of the final challenge. Now, one of the core things that made Portal unique was its gameplay and physics system, with the main gimmick of the portal gun. Portal plays in the first-person perspective, where we use our portal gun to navigate a series of puzzles in a test chamber to get to the elevator. To complete each of the levels, we use the portal gun to create both orange and blue portals, allowing for a visual and physical connection between 2 points in space. This allows for the player to travel between 2 points, along with being able to pass objects through the portals. Now, there are some drawbacks to using the portal gun, such as objects and surfaces just not allowing portals to be created at all, such as movable objects, liquids, glass, and other special surfaces. Along with the portal gun, we also receive mechanized heal springs, which prevent us from taking fall damage, but we can still take damage in other ways, such as being killed by hazards in test chambers like toxic liquids, fire, turrets, lasers, and objects being dropped or thrown at us at high speeds. Along with some of the most unique game mechanics, Portal also comes with an interesting story about Chell, a silent protagonist trying to escape the test facility known as Aperture Labs from the antagonistic AI, GLaDOS. The game begins with Chell waking up from her stasis when a voice, who we later find out is GLaDOS, starts giving us instructions about the upcoming tests, promising to give us cake when we finish all the test chambers. As we make our way through each test chamber, we slowly learn about the game mechanics of the portal gun and its multiple abilities, along with gaining these powers. GLaDOS becomes more and more unhinged as she begins to start having complete disregard for her safety. As she becomes more careless with her safety, the test chambers also become more dangerous, such as a chamber filled with toxic liquid, military androids trying to kill you, culminating in GLaDOS maneuvering Chell into an incinerator to kill you. Although before we get killed, we use the portal gun to escape into the maintenance area of the lab. As we venture deeper and deeper into the lab, we start to uncover bits of the truth of GLaDOS, and how she already killed the previous test subjects. After this, Chell finally arrives in the place where GLaDOS' mechanical body resides. There, Chell finds an odd sphere that she burns, only to realize that the core she just burned was GLaDOS' morality core, one of the 6 that's needed to be destroyed before killing GLaDOS. A countdown appears, and Chell needs to destroy all the cores to kill GLaDOS, while being mocked by the AI. Once she destroys the last core, Chell escapes the lab, finally being free for mere moments before being hit and dragged back into the lab by a mysterious entity, before the screen wipes away to show the Black Forest cake as the final scene, with GLaDOS singing a song over the credits. Portal was first released on October 10th, 2007 for Xbox 360 and Windows as part of the Orange Box, which held other Valve games such as Half-Life 2 and its 2 other continuations along with Team Fortress 2. Valve decided to use the Orange Box as a sort of safety net for Portal, due to the other games being packaged with it. But this wasn't a real problem as the games garnered critical acclaim, sometimes outshining the other games in the box, with many critics citing, "What Portal lacks in length it more than makes up for in exhilaration." Some of the reviewers criticized the game's short length and sparse environment, but believe that it made up for by the interesting gameplay and deadpan humor. Along with the game being sold in the Orange Box, Valve also sold standalone copies, along with making it one of the first games to be available for their own digital distribution service, Steam. Overall, Portal sold over 4 million units, leading to Valve creating a sequel to the game, Portal 2. Portal 2 was made with a much larger team at Valve, although they kept many of the original writers. This allowed for their unique style of writing to shine, as Portal 2 kept its sarcastic yet dark style of writing. Although the writing style was like that of Portal, Portal 2 was given more in terms of gameplay and story. Gels, tractor beams, and other mechanics were added to the game, increasing the length and complexity of some of the puzzles. Along with the addition of 2-player campaign modes, the game also added much more in terms of lore to the world of Portal. All this, combined with a balanced level curve, allowed for Portal 2, like Portal, to be critically acclaimed, with many saying that Portal 2 is one of the best games of all time. With a group of close to 10 developers, Portal showed what games could reach given a chance, with Valve stepping in and allowing them to have free reign on what they were able to do. With limited personnel, this team of 10 built a franchise, not just a single game, that many people consider to be the greatest game of all time. With its interesting yet dark writing, its balanced level curve, its difficult yet smart puzzle layouts, this is one of the most unique games to be made. This has been the history of Portal by Valve. If you want to watch another small project grow to be a smash hit, you can click here to watch my video on the history of Super Meat Boy, and if you liked what I made, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
It's hard to overstate my satisfaction